All right. I want to talk to you guys about what in the hell is wrong with people. What in the hell is wrong with the hobby that some men have of killing their families, annihilating their families? What the freaking hell is going on? Okay? What the hell is going on? So, let me see what the date is on this one. 3 weeks ago, New York City. Well, first of all, let me backtrack. Let me back the truck way up first. Okay? First of all, I don't want to see a video. I don't. Okay. Anyway. Oh, yeah. I remember that one. So, there are women. I guess they're on, they're on social media, different platforms of social media, right? And they are crying and bottoming out emotionally because they don't have a relationship. These are the types, I'm not saying I don't understand where they're coming from, but if you are getting to the point where you could barely function and you are bawling your eyes out, you need to seek therapy to find out what is so bad about being alone. What is it? You don't want to be alone with you. Why does someone else want to be alone with you? It doesn't make any sense. And if you are bottoming out emotionally because you don't have somebody, there is something wrong. There is a very serious depression issue, which may not just be relationship related, needing a relationship. It could be a whole bunch of variables. It could be unresolved childhood stuff. It could be PTSD and you're not diagnosed. It could be so many things go wrong in your life, and the fact that you have no one to share it with is just the cherry on the sundae. It could be a whole bunch of things. I don't think it's just limited to you don't have a relationship and that's enough for you to bottom out. I think that's crazy as hell. And I think that you need to, if you are going through this or you know someone who is this depressed, they need to seek therapy. Because not being in a lot of people are not in relationships and they don't crumble, they don't bottom out, they're not hysterical. They've come to the point of self-love. They've come to the point of, if I meet somebody, great, and if I don't, that's great too, because I know me and I know I'm reliable and I'm not going to abuse myself and I'm not a narcissist, so I'm not going to lie and cheat and steal for myself. I'm not going to hurt myself. So the safest person for you to be with should be you. Unless you find somebody, you're lucky enough to find somebody who's a good person, and good luck to that. Because go to therapy. Stop bottoming out because you don't have somebody. Because I'm here to tell you, these creatures out here nowadays, not all, but these creatures out here are eliminating women left, right, and center. It don't matter. It don't matter that you're married. It don't matter that you're the mother of their 3 kids. It does not matter that you've been together for 20 years. That is 1000% irrelevant with a toxic person. And you don't want to roll the dice on whether you get annihilated or not. I'll take that kind of chance because I really need somebody. You're going to get the wrong somebody is what's going to happen. You got to let this go. You have got to get your behind in therapy, and you got to get your butt in therapy like ASAP, like yesterday. Because these fools out here are horrible. Not all, like I said. Some people met their significant other and they're doing very well, but those are few and far in between. Women are horrible too. Hateful, mean, vindictive, getting pregnant on purpose, knowing that is not what he wanted, but she gonna do whatever is gonna lock his ass in. People are horrible. Absolutely horrible. Slow your roll and get your butt in therapy. This is ridiculous. So recently, there's a new city. Maybe they're trying to say New York. Yes, they didn't spell this right or whatever. They didn't word it correctly. New York City family found dead in murder suicide. This is a Rockland community. It sounds like it's upstate New York. And he was a police sergeant. He annihilated his wife and 2 children and himself. That's what you want to roll the dice on? Because at least I got somebody. And he's a cop, so he's probably safe. No. He annihilated his entire family. Utah. Okay, and this is a video, so I'm not even going to go into that because that's getting on my nerves. April 7, 2023, a Utah man fatally shot his wife, her mother, and their 5 kids. Left a suicide note saying he would rather rot in hell than continue what? Than continue enduring what he called controlling behavior by his wife. So he claims. You don't get rid of somebody because of that. You leave them. That's what you do. What the hell is wrong with you? You didn't know 5 kids ago, 4 kids ago, that this person may not be compatible with you. You have to know who's compatible. I don't even believe him. I think he's full of shit. You don't kill somebody because you and your partner are not compatible for whatever the reason is. You don't annihilate people. That's why you can't just lay down and make babies with everybody. You just can't do it. I don't care if y'all married. Slow your roll, because before you get married, you need to know exactly who they are before you lock yourself in and start popping kids out with them. Because now you locked yourself into the devil. I done told you that. I done told y'all that. This was August 18th. Nope. August 18th. Donald Greer Jr. sentenced to life plus 25 years in prison because he murdered his family. Received multiple distress calls from neighbors who reported hearing screaming. Greer's father, Donald Greer Sr., was found suffering from multiple stab wounds outside of the home's front entry, while his mother, Alicia Greer, was found suffering from similar injuries inside. Greer's sister, Linda Santucci, and nephew, Michael Santucci, were found deceased inside the home. Alicia Greer passed due to her injuries later that day, while Donald Greer Sr. succumbed to his injuries in the hospital several days later. Greer was suffering from delusions about people being in danger and killed his family when he believed that they were going to prevent him from saving them or would not assist him. Wow. This is another one. Family of 4 found dead in apparent murder-suicide, New York. I don't know if that's a different one from the other one. Oh, this is the one that's a sergeant for the police department. So we already talked about that one. This is happening routinely now. This is happening routinely. This one, April 19, 2023, a man confessed to killing 4 people, including his parents, and then firing on motorists on a busy interstate highway, just days after being released from prison. This is what people want to sign up for because I can't be alone. Look, I'm telling you right now, this got to stop. You got to let this go because you're rolling the dice on your life. Look, Stop living in a world of cupcakes hanging from trees, because that's how you feel when you bottom out. You think that a relationship is going to be the cure all, it's going to fix everything, it's going to make everything perfect. And let me tell you something else. When you bottom out because you don't have someone, people who are sick in the head, and God knows there's plenty of those, they see you as a good victim. Oh, I said she was pretty and she practically tried to marry me. This gonna be fun. Y'all better wake up. Those of y'all craving, you better look. You might be craving the wrong thing. You don't know you're craving the wrong thing, but you are. Stop this. Bowdoin, Maine. I don't know how to say that. Bowdoin, Maine. If I butchered where y'all live, I'm sorry. He confessed to killing 4 people, including his parents. What in the hell? He had been released April 14th from the Maine Correctional Center in Windham, where he was picked up by his mother after completing a sentence for aggravated assault. That crime was serious enough to prevent him from possessing a gun in Maine. Over the past decade, he has been charged with more than half a dozen crimes. 4 people were killed, 3 bodies discovered in the home, 1 in a barn. The victims in Bowdoin, like I said, I don't know if I'm saying that right, were identified Wednesday as Joseph Eaton's parents, Cynthia Eaton, David Eaton, along with their friends, homeowners Robert Egger and Patricia Egger. He started firing on cars because he thought he was being followed by law enforcement, which tells you the elevator don't go to the top floor, much less the first floor. It doesn't go up at all. Several vehicles were hit by gunfire, but the 3 people injured were a family, all in the same car. If you pay attention to the news, okay, you will see that this happens all the damn time. This is becoming normal. You don't like what someone's doing, you eliminate them. You're having financial problems, you eliminate your whole family. My wife is controlling. Maybe she is, maybe she's not. I don't know her. But that's not the answer. Ending up in the state penitentiary for the rest of your life and possibly waiting for a needle in your arm, that wasn't the answer. Okay? Freaking psychopaths. What in the God's green earth? Family spat. This was December 26, 2023. Florida teens arrested after sister killed in a Christmas gift argument. This is what I'm trying to tell you. And you want to sign up for a relationship so bad. Kentucky, this was 11 hours ago. The Kentucky gun shop that sold an AR-15 to a man who used it to kill 5 co-workers and wrote in his journal the gun was so easy to buy. So the family is going after the gun shop. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. This is becoming so common. Six family members, this was January 18th, 2023. 6 family members shot and killed assassination style in Goshen, California, at a home linked to drugs and guns. I can't find it right now, but hold on a minute. Hold on a second. Okay, bear with me, y'all. Okay, so we're going to talk about it just, wow. All right, so what is the explanation behind male family annihilation? Basically, a lot of times, more often than not, they're men. Male family annihilators are typically driven by loss of control, including financial crisis, separation or divorce, and may demonstrate evidence for domestic violence. While for women perpetrators, battery, abuse, or mental illness is more common, the the act itself more likely premeditated and more likely to include, let's see what that says. Oh Lord, this whole thing just popped up. Include victims under the age of 1. So this is on Wikipedia and it's called familicide. A familicide is a type of murder or murder-suicide in which an individual kills multiple close family members in quick succession, most often children, spouses, siblings, or parents. In half the cases, the killer lastly kills themselves in a murder-suicide. If only the parents are killed, the case may be also referred to as parricide, which is Parricide. Where all members of a family are killed, the crime may be referred to as a family annihilation. All right. There are many cases where the wife is done. She's had it, so she's going to file for divorce. And so he decides the answer is to eliminate her. Because that resolves everything, don't it? Oh. Between 1900 and 2000, there were 909 victims of mass murder in the U.S., defined as 4 victims within a 24-hour period. Of those, more than half occurred within an immediate family. Although the familicide cases are relatively rare, they are the most common form of mass killings. However, statistical data are difficult to establish due to reporting discrepancies. Familicide differs from other forms of mass murder in that the murderer kills family members or loved ones rather than anonymous people. This has a different psychodynamic and psychiatric significance, but the distinction is not always made. A study of 30 cases in Ohio found that most of the killings were motivated by a parent's desire to stop their children's suffering. According to ABC News contributor and former FBI agent Brad Garrett, people responsible for killing their families tend to be white males in their 30s. Many of these crimes occur in August before school starts, which may delay detection and investigation. This is becoming so common. In Australia, a study was done on 7 cases of familicide followed by suicide, in which marital separation followed by custody and access disputes were identified as an issue. Some common factors, such as marital discord, unhappiness, domestic violence, sexual abuse, threats of harm to self or others, were found in varying degrees. It was not clear what would be done in terms of prevention. Men who murder their entire families usually do so because they believe their spouse performed a wrongdoing and that the spouse needs to be punished. They feel that the family members caused a disappointment. They feel that their own financial failings ruined the point of having a family, and because they wish to save their family from a perceived threat. Far fewer women commit familicide, and those who do usually have different reasons, including perceived or imagined loss of custody of children. So I want to read again what they said. And we're not, this isn't to justify, because there is absolutely, unequivocally no justification, but this is just the psychology behind it. Male family annihilators are typically driven by loss of control, including financial crisis, separation or divorce, and may demonstrate evidence for domestic violence, while for women perpetrators, battery, abuse, or mental illness is more common. The act itself is more likely premeditated and more likely to include victims under the age of 1. There is another guy who eliminated his wife. It was on the news today. He killed his entire family and uncles, his uncle, his aunt, everybody that was living in the one house. And then he went to another house and killed those family members. And I think that was his uncle and aunt that he killed. But he just killed 7 people, I think. I don't know if that was the total number, but they were all family members. Young black guy, probably in his 20s. But this is also happening with partners. This is happening routinely. This is happening often. This is happening because you gonna leave me? I don't think so. You taking my kids away? I don't think so. And sometimes when there's a separation or divorce that is inevitable, the father will eliminate the children as the ultimate punishment to the wife or the mother of the children. You gonna leave me and take my kids? I don't think you will. Okay, we talked about this the other day, not long ago, that men are eliminating women. They're eliminating women who are pregnant with their child, or supposedly pregnant with his child. Who knows if that's his or what's going on. But they have, there's no regard for human life anymore. That's where we're, what the bottom line is. There's no, like, a person's life has zero value. You just take them out of here. That's it. You made me mad. You got to go. And then I'm going to go afterwards. Really? So again, you do not want to bottom out because you don't have someone, because you could be next. I'm just keeping it real with you. I have been in physical altercations with one individual who was a narcissist. All of the people I've ever been with were narcissists except for a few. I guess when they see you be nice, they think you're a sucker, and then they find out that I'm a mean bitch and I'm not going to take that shit off of you. Okay? For as nice as I am, there's the other side, and you don't want the other side. I'm just telling you. Anyway, and it could have easily gone to the crazy page with that one individual, because he saw his mom get beat by his dad growing up. So in his mind, it's perfectly okay to put your hands on a woman. There ain't nothing wrong with that. She shouldn't have pissed you off, And you'd be surprised how many people online agree with that. Well, women will put you to that point. Really? You can't walk away? Man or woman, you can't eventually leave them once you get your head back on straight and you get yourself some therapy and you get a support system, and even if you have to stay in a shelter temporarily, you gonna justify somebody taking somebody else's life? Because yeah, women will push you to that point. Really? Are you gonna say that just before they put the needle in your arm? Pretty sure you won't. The world has lost every bit of their mind. Everybody has lost their fucking minds. And you gotta be so cautious, so protective of your space, protective of your mind, protective of your body. Because somebody who's toxic, They don't mind driving you to the crazy page. And what they'll do is, and I know somebody who drove, a couple of people who drove their wives nuts. She literally lost her mind. 3 people that I know of. And they will casually tell you some cockamamie bullshit, or they'll just tell you, well, yeah, she lost her mind and she ended up, having to be on strong medication. They ain't gonna tell you that he drove her to that point. He ain't gonna tell you that. He ain't gonna tell you that part. People have lost their everlasting minds, and people have pushed people to where they have lost their everlasting minds. Toxic people don't tell you why their partner lost their mind. They just tell you they lost their mind. They conveniently leave out a big part of the story. Anyway, getting back to the original topic. Slow your roll. Slow your roll. Because when you're dealing with toxic individuals, I don't care, especially narcissists, sociopaths, whatever. They feel whatever I did wrong, I had every right to do it because I wanted to. How dare you divorce me because I cheated? How dare you divorce me because I used all of our savings sleeping with other people and whining and dining them? How dare you leave me for that? How dare you? Toxic sickos feel justified in whatever they do. How dare you leave me? How dare you embarrass me like that? Now, I should have been embarrassed when I was cheating on you and everybody knew I was cheating on you. That should have embarrassed me, but I don't have a sense of accountability. I can't hold myself accountable because that brings on the shame monster. So I'd like to blame everybody else because that's how toxic people do. Whatever I did, I feel justified. And how dare you retaliate? How dare you? I'll fix you. You want to leave me? Okay. And this perfect family that everybody thought, oh my God, we're just so amazing. We're just totally shocked. If you also remember, there was a guy, a husband, he had his entire family in the car, and he deliberately, on purpose, drove the car off the cliff to kill the entire family. Y'all might remember that story. And his wife spilled the beans. Now, he deliberately swerved the car and flew off the cliff. This is what you want to sign up for so you can have somebody in your life? So you got somebody breathing your air? Really? That's what you want to sign up for? The toxicity is suffocating. The toxicity is suffocating. You cannot do this to yourself. You cannot bottom out because you'll end up dancing with the damn devil. And when they eliminate people, their partners, the mother of their children, the wife, whoever, because it's mostly men who do it, they don't have any qualms about it. It don't bother them. To them, they're eliminating a problem. And then, of course, if they eliminate themselves, they don't care about that either. That's why they did it. You cannot allow this darkness to suck you into this hole that you can't climb out of. There's something else going on other than you need a partner. There's something else going on. There's something else. It could be undiagnosed depression. It could be a personality disorder. It could be a lot of things. Problems on your job. It could be a compilation of things. It's not usually one thing that's enough to make you bottom out. It's usually a compilation of things. So it's more important to get to the bottom of what that is so that you can work on it. Okay? Because you don't want to be with just anybody because these creatures can smell desperation. I done told you that. I done told you that. They can smell desperation. You don't want to be desperate. You don't want that. You'll be the easiest target. Next thing you know, you got with the wrong person and they took you out of here. And now everybody who goes to your funeral is wearing your favorite color and releasing balloons and saying prayers and all of this and saying and crying at the last sight they're going to have of seeing you in your casket because you needed to be with somebody so bad. Mm-mm. Get to the bottom of that. Okay? Because nobody wants to sign up for any of this, what I talked about tonight. Nobody wants to sign up for that. Nobody. 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 This is becoming an everyday thing in the news. Okay? There was a guy, her name was Andreen. Her husband brutally beat her to death. There is possibility she did some shady things behind his back because of their culture. I don't know if they're Jamaican, but because of their culture, you do not bring shame to your husband because he could go to the crazy page, especially in certain cultures. You embarrassed me? How dare you? So her husband beat her to death. Ironically, his father beat his wife to death also, or his girlfriend. I think it was his wife also. So that runs in the family. Mother and, not mother, father and son doing the same thing to their partners? That's creepy. This is becoming an everyday thing. People don't value life anymore. You make me mad, I take you out of here. And I don't mean for ice cream. Okay? So, whatever it is that has you bottoming out, get some help for it. Because you don't want to be buried 6 feet under or however many feet they bury you. I'm not an expert on that. You don't want to do that just because you need somebody so badly. There's more where that came from. That depression is not just from that alone because it's too powerful. If it's got you bawling your eyes out, there's something else going on. And like I said, it could be undiagnosed depression. And in some cases, that's genetic. A lot of times that runs in a family, okay? So get some help. Don't get annihilated. When you start to see red flags, you get rid of them right then. And you block them. Okay? you can't put yourself in a horrible situation and put your family in a horrible situation just because you think that the answer is to have somebody. Because let me explain something to you. Let me tell you, let Big Sis tell you how this works, okay? People who have major psychological issues, but they're convinced that they just need a partner. When they get that partner and they get married, they bottom out. You know why? Because that part of your life is resolved. The needing somebody, that's resolved. Hopefully you found a good partner. But the other areas of your life that you didn't address, those come rising to the top. Okay? Whatever emotional baggage you have is still buried deep in the suitcase. Marriage is resolved. I got my partner now. Okay, so we good on that. Everything else comes rushing to the top. It's like a beach ball with air in it. You can push, 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 push. You're going to be successful holding that sucker down. Then you got to switch arms, holding the ball down. Eventually, both arms are tired, and that ball comes popping to the surface. Well, emotional issues, unresolved psychiatric issues do the same thing. So you got married, and now you're depressed. You had a baby, and you feel worse than you've ever felt in your life because you've got unresolved issues in addition to postpartum depression. So you got to get to the root It's like a tree. Okay. You got to get to the root to find out what's going on deep, 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 deep in it. Here's the roots deep in the ground. Okay. You got to get to the root of the problem. Getting a partner is only part of the story. There's a whole lot more of the story that you have to resolve, and you're not going to be able to necessarily do it on your own. You may have to go to a professional to get it resolved, because I've been married and my life didn't turn into this beautiful flower. you know, money fell out of the sky and there were no. I married a devil. I married a malignant narcissist, a selfish, money absorbed hoe who was never faithful, and his love is money. They would make love to money, marry money. I kid you not. That is how narcissists operate. Money is their everything. You ain't shit to them except entertainment until I find somebody else. But yeah, he was a malignant narcissist. So there goes, once you get married, life is great. I'm here to tell you that's wrong. 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 Even if I married somebody who was wonderful, which I've never met anyone in all the years that I've been alive, I've never met anyone who is so wonderful that I would want to marry them again. I've been engaged a few times, and I iced that before I could say I do, because I'm not going for another divorce. So once I see red flags, you're out of here. Take your ring and shove it somewhere. One of them, I got rid of the ring, and the other one, I kept the ring because that's the least I could get for all the bullshit I've been through with you. You got to get to you got to get to the root. You got to get to the root. That's what you have to do. Okay? You guys take care. Much love, and I'll talk to you next time.